vehicles with weapons. NPR's Juan Ferrero reports from Caracas, Venezuela.
The computer files were seized when the Colombian government raided the rebel camp in March. In recent weeks, Colombian officials have found hundreds of found in those files. Documents, some obtained by the show how Venezuela's populace government offered guerrillas help in surface air missiles and rocket grenade work. Colombian officials say there's no evidence to show that the FARC rebel group obtained anti-aircraft weapons. But Colombia believes the FARC has received assault rifles, ammunition, and RPGs. The Venezuelan government has said the files were forged. At a press conference in the Colombian capital, Interpol Secretary General Ronald Noble announced that the computer files were authentic. No one can ever question whether or not the Colombian government tampered with these FARC computers. As his words were translated into Spanish, Noble said a 2-month forensic study showed the files had not been modified or forged. The 610 gigabytes of files contain thousands of email correspondence that provides a rare window into the inner workings of a hermetic rebel group. And a major topic among rebel commanders was the increasingly friendly ties with Chavez's government and the aid Chavez was willing to provide. Venezuela's president denied the accusations and said Interpol could not be impartial.
It's impossible that there's any proof of anything.
Chavez also mocked Noble. Chavez called him ignoble and an international bum. He also said he was a corrupt cop. The United States has strongly backed Colombia, providing billions in aid to help President Álvaro Uribe's government fight the FARC. State Department spokesman Sean McCormick called the disclosures highly disturbing.
There are serious allegations about Venezuela supplying arms and support to a terrorist organization. Certainly that has deep implications for the people of the region.
Colombia says it has more than the computer files to prove Chavez's involvement. 4 intelligence officials interviewed in Bogotá say Colombian forces have confiscated thousands of rounds of Venezuelan ammunition, as well as arms in rebel camps. And FARC guerrilla deserters have spoken about the group's ties to Venezuela. One young man who recently deserted said he operated just inside Venezuela's border. He spoke on condition his name not be used.
The one who provides arms to us is the Venezuelan government. It's the biggest supplier of arms the FARC has. Now, the FARC's not buying arms elsewhere. The arms come from Venezuela.
He says the weapons include Belgian-designed FAL rifles, the same one Venezuela's military has long used. The disclosures are fueling calls among some Republicans in Washington to apply sanctions against Venezuela. They want Chavez's government listed as a state sponsor of terrorism. Chavez, though, has always denied arming the FARC. He instead says the United States is looking for a pretext to invade his country. Juan Ferrero, NPR News, Caracas.
At the end of a tragic week in China, the images that stay in one's mind are those of school children. Small bodies laid out on makeshift stretchers or in the arms of their grieving parents. That so many schools collapsed in last Monday's earthquake is generating enormous anger there. China's government has just released a tally. Nearly 7,000 schoolrooms were destroyed. We spoke to an organization in the San Francisco Bay Area which is still waiting on news of schools it supports. Helen Yang is with the Shinshin Foundation.
We have 31 schools in Sichuan province, all of them in a rural area. We have been able to contact 12 of the 31, but we're worried about the other 19. We're still trying. We found that there is one school actually in the epicenter, and there are schools in adjacent counties in very heavy damage. We have not been able to get hold of them.
The Shinshin Foundation was started 10 years ago by elderly Chinese Americans who wanted to fund elementary schools in remote areas. The foundation is named for an old Chinese motto, a group effort will bring prosperity. You're listening to Morning Edition. And from WOSU and NPR News at West Good morning, Maryland.
Support for WOSU, Councilor Meyer, in partnership with the Nature Conservancy, Meyer is helping customers identify and select non-invasive plants
impressive and introduce me. I don't appreciate
It seems
that.
to go together.
I understand.
Segue.
Well, as you know, especially right now, it seems forecasting weather is a thankless and somewhat inaccurate combination of art and science. In the background, you hear Jupiter from the Planets by Gustav Holst. Their weather, far more predictable, though it makes for lousy grilling. Seems the famed red spot is a storm with 250-mile-per-hour winds they've been going on for about 300 years, so I think they've got it figured out there. But scientists can tell you what to expect on Jupiter, but they can't tell you if you're going to get rained out in your cookout this weekend. So take an umbrella.
Well, we know there's going to be a pizzicato. Thank you.
Support for WOSU comes from the Columbus Foundation, proud to present Power Philanthropy, a powerful new